Okay, so let's do the tap. And to recap what we want to do in the tap, we're on defense now. So what do we want to do? What do we want to do on a tap off defensively? What are the thoughts with our system?
We gotta move up to their playing quick.
You got to move up to where your marks are. The sooner we can do that, the sooner we can bring the other team into our world, right? That's just we want. One of the themes is this is the way we play, so it will be familiar to us, and it'll be strange to the other team. So we're gonna move up, and so tap is made, and let's try to make sense right away because this is part of the difficulty, even this early. But it looks like the opposition. Well, someone tell me, what does the opposition formation look like to you?
Oh, wall.
Just in general number terms, like what formation?
It looks like a 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1.
So anybody else have any thought?
Like 5 in the back.
Sort of. I would say, anybody else have a thought before I give my answer too? Okay. So for me, it looks like, there's the left back. There's the right back. 2 center backs. And this guy just looks like a holding mid. He's just sitting back there, right? And then these look like 2 attacking midfielders. And left, typical left wing, typical right wing, typical striker, right? This just looks like a 4-3-3. But when we talk about the 4-3-3, we talk about there's different ways you can play those 3 midfielders. You can play, and people say you can have the tip of the triangle at the bottom or at the top. So they have theirs at the top, right? They have 1 holding mid and 2 attacking mid. Some teams play with 2 CDMs and maybe 1 10, right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, the formation is we want our striker to get here, right? Let's see what we got here. You see Gion's the first one out, and that's kind of a problem right there, right? Because I can tell you what position Gian was playing. He was playing the 8. So Gian shouldn't be the first one out of the gate. That needs to be right off the bat. The striker. Why is this not admitting? What's going on there? Striker should be going here, right? Well, really, we told them last night the 9 and 10 should bracket these guys. So the 9 and 10 should be going into this space right here, right now. Gion's player is actually here, right? This should be my left wing, should be going after him. I believe last night that was Hamza. This needs to be Berlin's, right? You see, here comes Hamza now, and here comes Berlin's, right? So, look, we end up dominating possession at the beginning, but the quicker we can establish, where on the field we're going to be playing, the better for us. I'll let it play. This is our ball for a while. And then right at the beginning, I got to go to interactive mode. Shit. I can't see T-Ben. So while that's loading, one of the reasons to find your mark right away is it's less running. As soon as you kind of orient yourself with your mark, you can just kind of hover around them. You don't have to if you want to run, you can run, but the reality is you can just hover around them. So look at this in the back. And this is fine where Berdenz is in a sense, but the reality is not really. Because if we're possessing the ball, that's fine. He's wide open. But Who is Berlin's worried about on a counterattack right now? Anyone? Nobody, right? This became an issue later. We fixed it. So there's Gavin on his mark. There's T-Ben free. This is fine, right? So right now, what is Berlin's player doing? Anybody guess? He's defending, right? Okay, he's basically probably right here. All right, so now they have 2 against my 1 guy. So where do we want Berlin's? Anybody? Where should he go? For me, he's got to join the attack here. All right, if his guy's up there, he's got to join the attack. He should be sitting out here. He should be like out here. All right, let's keep going. All right, so ball's out, their ball. Now, this is where it's critical that we mark up. We did a good job marking up. So I'm going to stop, and I'm going to go to the second half because I'm not going to hammer us for the first half. So this is the second half. So let's go to this. Should be the second half because we got better. We got better as the game went on, right? So now let's go to the second half. Our ball.
Hey, Jim, I just jumped on. What have we been going over?
I always like to start with the very beginning of the game. So what we did was I like to start with the first play and then skip ahead to some other part of the game because it's very important for me that each week we go over to the very beginning tap off because that sets the tone for the whole game and that we seriously try to figure out, like, you guys could be doing this before the ball is tapped, like talking to each other, like, all right, especially the midfielders. This is my guy. They're my 2 guys. They're okay. And then especially on the defensive tap when we're at the defense on tap. So that we can immediately get out on the front foot and get in their end of the zone, into their end. So we kind of didn't do it perfectly. We tried a little bit, but it needs to be better. We'll keep getting better at it. But that's the theory, is that the striker should go right to the center backs, or at least to the 6, along with the 10. The wingers need to go directly out to their fullbacks. Our fullbacks need to go right to their wingers. Our center back needs to find the striker, etc.
We didn't do that?
No, we did not do that. We still ended up having the ball, but we still ended up getting the ball and dominating possession at the beginning of the match. But not every team is going to be. We still want to, even if we're successful against a team like Oakland, with all due respect to Oakland, there are better teams out there than Oakland. So things we can do against Oakland, we're not gonna be able to do against Westchester when we play them October 30th. So we want to get out and we want to just, even when we win, we want to find things we can do better. No, it wasn't good enough. But you can watch the beginning of the tape again. I don't want to go back for these guys. So this is offense, and you can see, look at. I don't know who this is. Is this Hamza? So look at the touchline. Look where he is. Is that okay? Much better than the Open Cup game, right? If you were at the Open Cup Tactical, you saw it was not this good. He was definitely in, right? And remember, because he was in, where was their fullback? If you remember, because Hamza was here, the fullback wasn't there. Where was he? Anybody? You guys got to respond, or I can just answer all my questions. Luke, Carlos. So I'll just answer my own questions. It's fine. So the fullback might be faster that way, but I like to give you guys a chance. The fullback was in, which means, yeah, the fullback, if the fullback's here instead of here, sure, he's giving up all this space here, but we don't have anybody there to exploit it because Hamza's here, any ball sent to him, he'd be running towards the sidelines. And also, if their fullback is on the numbers right here on the football field, that allows them to be more compact or more spread out, the defense. It allows them to be more compact, which makes it more difficult for our midfielders, which was the theme last night, that they still stayed compact. which is fine, which left our wingers open. Some games they're going to leave our wingers open. Some games they're going to leave the middle open if we stretch. But this is
So,
nice.
Coach,
Yes, go ahead.
do you want our guy, number 25 there, do you want him that close to the touchline? Is that on purpose to try to stretch out the other team's back line?
That is exactly why we want him there.
Okay.
That is exactly why we want him there. We one of the principles of any defense in general, except ours, we kind of break the principle of compactness. So we're like but other defenses, because they play zonal, one of the things you want to do in a zonal defense is you need compactness, or the zone has too many passing lanes. Because in a zone, you are not marking players, you're marking space. You want to keep the space small. You want to compact the space in the middle, give up the outsides, or if the ball's on the outside, you might want to shift to the outside and take away that space. But a bad zone is a porous zone for you public school kids, one with a lot of openings. So we want to. The way to get them to give openings is to have you can see. Even if it's on the opposite side, Aric's not quite all the way over, I don't think, right? And that's the issue with that is if one of our guys can ping the ball, right? And I want you on the touchline to because is there any advantage to Aric being a little closer here? No, there's no advantage given. What we're trying to do is we're trying to move the opponent. And you just understand that it's not about whether you're open or not. It's about moving the opponent for your teammate. So their fullback is here. I want to drag him away closer to Aric on the touchline so that if a ball is played through the middle, the fullback can't help. All right. And my attacking mids make runs, the fullback can't help. We can overload their center backs for 3 guys. Or even 2v2. It's about stretching out. It's not good enough to just be open yourself. You have to be moving players to get your teammates over. So look at this nice gap here. This is a decent little gap, right? This is good, right? This gap could be run in by our attacking mid, right? For me, this is important to note. I don't know what's going to happen next. Is this an open ball?
Yeah.
Who said yeah?
It could be.
Yeah.
Yes. What do we want to do in an open ball situation?
Send it.
No, not necessarily send it.
Make
No.
runs.
Off the ball
Make
movement,
runs
yes.
forward.
Off the ball movement needs to be runs forward. Okay, because you don't need to check in. It needs to be runs forward. If there was pressure on T-Ben, then we would need to play it down and maybe play it into the space. That's all we'd have time for is for T-Ben to play it out to the side because there'd be direct pressure on him. So he can't step into a ball. So we have to play around the pressure and then into the hole. But this is an open ball. We need to make runs and back this lineup. So our attacking mids need to go into the channels created by our wingers. You see the channel? Go into the channel. Other attacking mid, go into the channel. How many players do they have on their back line?
4.
It's important to understand they have 4, right? Why do we like to play with a +1? Because that gives you safety, right? If both my attacking mids make a run, my wingers and my striker are already high. What is the opposition back line, numerically speaking?
-1.
They're -1. Not only are they not +1, they're not 0. They're literally -1. Does this sound like a dangerous situation to be in?
Yeah, you gotta put good fucking long balls up though. It's important that if you're playing them up, that they're intended to go to something.
So as a coach, and this is a principle of coaching, I'm going to stress this, and this is for players too. For you guys to understand my thinking. The first thing we do is we look at off the ball movement before we look at on the ball movement, and before on the ball decision making. We have to look at off the ball movement because soccer is a game of off the ball movement. How many players right now can make off the ball movement compared to how many can play the ball? It is an 11-to-1 rate. It's a 10-to-1 ratio,
Yeah.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to focus on the off the ball movement, all right, as well. But yes, the balls have to be good balls. They have to clear the back line. All right. They have to clear the back line. If we're going to send the ball, it has to clear. We have to have somebody with a good enough foot to clear the line. If you can't, you might have to play it to.
Because if you make those runs, and some guy just hits the ball to the defense, then all the guys that made the run, now you're minus whatever however many guys made the run.
I don't know. I don't understand what you're saying. If the ball is cleared, it's not a problem. So if the
No,
ball
he's
is
saying
run-
like if people make the run and then he doesn't make a good pass and the back line gets it, now you're
Yeah.
down all those players that
I
made
agree.
the run.
So
Yeah,
yes,
that's all he's
the
saying.
line has to be better. If my libero can't make that play, I have to get another libero. If my fullback can't make that play, we need better players. Like, so I'm not arguing that point. Of course, those that play, anyone here from one of our other teams that's not EPSL, where the level of our play is maybe we don't have guys with as big a foot, they know that's an issue. If you were at the Cost Select game, I'm telling guys that you can't reach, so don't send that ball because it's open. It would be open for Gian, right? It would be open for a lot of my EPSL players. It would be a ball they could reach, but some of the Cost Select guys that were there yesterday can't play it over the top. So don't play it. Then you're just literally playing it right into the defense. So yes, I don't want to belabor this point, but yeah, you have to be able to make the play.
All right, so play the tape. Let's see who's that T-Ben. Let's see what T-Ben does.
I don't know why it's not playing. Give it a second. Let me jostle this back into shape here. There we go.
It's a
That
good
ball
ball.
works. That was
That's
a good
really
ball.
Yeah.
Decent ball, yeah.
And going back to it, because so look, freeze it. Come on, I hate this. Okay, look. In the Open Cup game, right? Was there a gap like this consistently, like there is in this play? Look at what. Okay, there was not. I can guarantee you there was not. Okay, because Hamza's positioning was more here. You understand? So that ball, that means the center back can get closer to Noah. All right, it was not. That allows us these gaps. It's very important to get the wide wingers. Hamza did a great job. He told me he would, and he did. Look at that space. T-Ben was able to send a third line pass, right? On the ground because there was enough space there. We stretched the zone out. Not always going to be like that. This is all. So now let's play. Who's trying to get in here? Here comes Hamza. Right on cue. He must have heard his name getting praised. He must have heard himself getting praised and jumped on. So we're getting back to that. Look, this is important we understand this. Let me go back to that play. Because it's important that my attacking mids, where are we at here? This is the play right here. It's important that the attacking mids understand this, that where we want them to go. Okay? Open ball. And a lot of teams, do they do like a sweep press like we do or an aggressive press? Or they just like, look at all these guys. What are they doing? Are they coming at us or are they just drifting away?
Nothing.
They're doing nothing.
They're just hanging.
I got a question. Like,
Watch.
so
Look, just wait 1 second. Look at him. Look at him. Look what he does. Look what he does. Look at him going backwards. He's just conceding. You see it? They're not going at us. They're just conceding it. Right? See this? See, look at their body shape. They're all dropping back. You're going to get a lot of open ball situations, especially with our libero. Okay, go ahead, Marcel.
I mean, I'm a little confused because so as soon as I see an open ball situation, you're just supposed to run forward. Is that it?
You're supposed to make so not in general in soccer. Yes, in an open ball situation, you have to have he needs support behind him, right? Always that should be here, right? So if he wants to play backwards, whose job is that?
I think the way to say is like you're supposed to get up as high as you can and still be able to shoot the ball.
Yes, correct. Yeah, it's not
Get
like
up
It's
you
just-
just-
it's
as
not
you
like you just
can.
run for
Get
it,
up- Say
but-
that again, get up as high as you can and still receive the ball.
and see it still be open. That's all.
So on this play, I should have been higher.
Yeah, maybe because then when the ball got played up to the striker, you could have been there to support maybe.
Yeah, but
And
I'm
like
not,
it could have been
I'm
a
not
better.
thinking, I'm thinking about getting the ball. I'm not thinking about getting the ball from the striker. You know what I mean? Like when you're moving off the ball, you're thinking about getting the ball.
So I understand what you're saying. Marcelo's thinking he's in a great spot right now.
I have tons of
Right.
space. I'm thinking, shit.
Yeah,
If then,
But the issue is, where's the ball going to go next? In this situation, it's a high line.
yeah,
Okay. Where, if this wasn't a high line, Marcelo's positioning would be fine, right? If they were defending the 18.
Yeah, his positioning would actually be incredible. Like he's
Yes.
doing like he's right in the center of all those
Yes.
guys, like
And then he could
perfectly in
play-
there.
We would have to get the ball to Marcelo to be able to play in the Noah. And if this was the 18-yard line, right here, if this was the 18, we would have to get T-Ben would not be able to play a ball into Noah directly because the goalie would just get it. So this is great positioning for a deep block. They are not playing a deep block. This is a very high line. I mean, the only way this line could be higher is what? Look how high they are. They're 4 yards away from the limit. The only way it could be higher is if this guy moved 3.75 yards up. This is the definition of a high line, right? Everybody agree with that or no?
it's a high line with no press.
It's a high line with no press. Correct. Even better. It's a high line with no press, which means this is a situation that no team, I need we all to understand this. No professional team would play this defense. Okay. And I'm going to state this. Every amateur team we play will do this same thing, including Westchester. They will play a high line, including B. They will play a high line and they won't press. And that is absurd. And we have to take advantage of it. All right. We have to take advantage of it. Now, what Luke's point is, we need to immediately make runs and scare the bejesus out of them.
So I should have been at the 50.
Yeah, you just, as this ball, the place you would recognize it would be right as this ball goes here. Okay. When Jason had it, that could be a situation where, oh shit, you might need to come back on D. You get the, you know what I mean? Like, but once the ball is in motion now, it's clear, it's safe, go, right? Boom, go. And whoever this is, Gian, he needs to go. Because the ball, we have to understand where the ball is going to come. Now, if you make those runs and the line drops, this is important to understand.
There's
As
nobody.
this ball,
Yeah.
what's that?
No, just play the tape out just again one more time. So they're dropping. I was facing the ball. I should have been running away from the ball, is what you're saying.
Yes, you should be
Way
running
earlier.
because the ball is going to go over the top. Now, that's the play for T-Ben. It's the only smart place for him to play the ball because of the high line. And we just go. All right. Now, like with Luke's point, if it was deeper at the 18, that should be perfect positioning. But where's all the space on this football pitch? You see it? Where's all the space? Yes, there's space here, right? But by the time we get you the ball, what are they going to do? They're going to drop the line, right? So look at the space. This is the space we need to exploit. If you make the run, now what I was getting at is if you make the run and it scares them and they drop the line all the way back to here, how much space is now created that you can check back into? Tons. It's not a problem, right? It's totally not a problem. T-Ben just won't hit the ball.
It's just
You know what I
weird.
mean?
It's weird to think that you're checking away from the ball a lot of times to get the ball.
Yes.
You
That's
usually
gonna
check
be-
through the ball to get the ball.
That's going to be an adjustment. I already thought that was going to be an adjustment for you, Marcel, because you're used to being like on the ball. But like with this particular, if that's what Jason needs to be doing, Jason needs to be getting on the ball. For our system, what I want is, it ties into a couple points that you're man marking their center defensive mids, so you can try to check beyond them.
I have nobody on me right now, though. My thing is like,
Yeah, but you don't want
that's
the
a good
ball
place
there.
to get the ball.
Yeah, but the ball there, they're going to drop the line by the time you get the ball there. So the space, I need everyone to understand this. We went through this weeks ago. Where is the space, guys?
Behind.
It's behind you. The most exploitable, and what is the ultimate goal? We have to all agree on this. I mean, this is just, well, what line, what's the most important line to break? Start it, right? Where's the most important line to break?
I mean, yeah, I think of it like this, like the ball's gonna go to the striker through. So once we realize that, we all got to make sure, like Hamza too, needs to realize Hamza probably should, as soon as that ball's about to get played, actually start coming in.
He can
Right,
make it right
in and up.
Yeah, he can do
And
this.
then you start
right here.
going like up towards the striker, so that this way when he gets the ball, you can support him and like try to get like a shot off, like get the pass from him. Whereas if you don't catch up with the play, then it's like isolated, and then they're probably going to win the ball back.
Yeah, which is what happened. Noah.
Yeah,
Noah had a
exactly,
couple guys
exactly.
on him, yeah.
Now, and here's the other point. So as well, that's a good point, Luke. Who is your direct mark, Marcelo? Who? This guy.
I don't even. I guess it was.
Yeah,
It
it's
was.
probably
actually-
gonna be. It's gonna be this guy, right?
I was manning up with the guy that's actually behind me.
Well, it's gonna be this guy in this situation. This is their center backs.
Yeah.
But like, it's this guy here. So the point is, how long? If you keep making runs, if we start making runs, this is the part of our offense we need to build. If our attacking midfielders start making runs, how long before they drop their CDMs back? And look at the space between their
And then it creates space for your other midfielders.
and Jason. You're gonna make Jason's life very easy.
Yeah. All right. I get it.
Okay. You can see Marcel going, what the fuck you just do? And I see you're like, why are we doing that? That's fine.
I'm
All
playing,
right, so
I'm
now-
playing a little deep. Those positions have to play higher. The whole kind of function is to
Yeah, you're
push
attack.
push their defense back. Even if you're not
Yes.
getting the ball, just push them back.
Keep pushing it back, create more space for the back line and Jason.
Until you
almost
get to
like
the
we have-
until you get to the final third, and then you play how you were already playing.
Yeah, there's gonna come a day, Marcelo, where everything you're talking about, we have to start utilizing because, and I'll get to that. It has to do with our pressing. You notice that they kept dropping back and back for them to get the ball. They're literally teams are going to start putting themselves into a deep block and they're not even going to know it. And then we need to do everything you were just talking about. We have to punish teams for playing a high line on us. So here, let's look at the marking. We have time, right?
Jason's
So-
marked up. I'm marked up. Gion's
This is
marked up.
beautiful.
John's
this is
marked up. Gavin's marked up. Berlin's could be a little closer, but he's marked up for the most part. Noah's marked up. Hamza's.
This is beautiful, right? And
everybody's marked up.
I mean, we did a thing last week's tactical. Let's see when this guy gets the ball. Where we were like, let's count how long it takes us to get marked up. It was going 20, 30 seconds. We didn't have the ball. And we literally didn't have the ball for like 30 seconds. And we still couldn't get marked up. Right? This is the difference in the game. Right? And the clarity of marking. I could draw little circles if I knew how to do that on here. Someone's going to have to show me.
Well, it's easy.
draw the-
It's easy to mark up when there's a stoppage in play. Like, let's see what
Yes.
happens when the ball starts to move around.
Yes, correct. But my point is, the more people who mark up quickly, the easier it is for the midfielders to mark because they have the toughest job. The quicker John gets on his guy, the quicker, right, the outside players, that means the back and the outside, the quicker they get their marks, the easier it is for Jason, Marcelo, and Gian, right? And Noah. They're Jason, Gian, and Noah are the middle players, right? Okay. Their job is now easy. It's clear. There's their 6, there's their 8, there's their 10. You see it? That's their 10, their 8, and their 6, right? And there's the 2 center backs. Simple, right? And because, whoever the left wing is, Arik immediately goes to their fullback, it makes Noah's job easy. Noah's like, okay, it's clear that these are the 2 center backs, right? And you see Hamza right on there. And the good, this is the second half. So you guys have gotten familiar with these guys through the course of the game. They probably hate you now because you were on them so much. So it was just easy. In EPSL, it's actually easier to mark. But yeah, so let's see, to Marcelo's point, let's skip ahead to a random spot before we run out of time here. I don't know what's going on there. All right, so it's our ball. Even with it being our ball. Now, right here, what do we do? Just a quick question, which we did it. If T-Ben goes forward, what has to happen, guys? Someone has to be the,
Jason drops. Yeah.
yeah, someone has to take his place and be the libero. All right. T-Ben played a master class at libero. Look at that guy stepping in front of us. That can't happen. All right, watch this. Their guy does what we tell you guys to do. Look at him. Because we didn't check in hard enough. You know, I don't know. I'm not going to kill the guy, but that's what we want to do, right? All right, so I'm down in trouble. Let's get whose ball is this?
Our ball.
Our ball. That's fine. There's a sub. So it's our ball. We want we still want the width on this side, right? Even with the throw. You know, Hamza's busy. All right. There he is. Look at him. Look at Hamza. Look at this. Look at this. Those who know me well know that this makes me very happy, right? They know what I call being right here, half-ass wide, right? This makes me very happy. Okay. If we can get the ball quickly into here and anywhere in here, that ball can be dumped in and Hamza can run a direct line right at the goal from as wide as possible. Whereas if he's here, he doesn't have as good of an angle to get there. So let's let it play. But this has been the difference in the game of you know, this guy is completely unaware. I still want him to stay wider here. I don't want him drifting in. But as we get close, he kind of has to. As we get close, if we don't, this is important. He either has to maintain this width, or the right back has to come up, guys. Okay, we play wide on both sides. I need to make this clear. We play wide on both sides. Who are the two players that would generate that width on either side? Who are the two? What are the positions?
The wingers.
Not just the wingers. Who else can do it?
The two fullbacks?
Fullbacks, yes. So because I want you to ask yourself a question. If we say, oh, the ball's on this side, we don't need to be wide. Well, then where are we playing the game at? What do most teams do? They would put the winger where? Right here. I shit you not. They put him right here. So what kind of field are we playing on? A tiny little field.
First over
right?
there.
Could I maybe tuck in and have the fullback come around me?
Yeah, so Hamza, if you could tell Hamza wants to go in here, right? So and I heard Hamza say this multiple times, go. So this is John. Who's John's mark right here? Right? Are we fine? Who's okay with John being here? I'm okay with John being here or here. Because if we lose the ball, can John run back and get there before him? At least be here, right? I'll even take here. This is fine too. If he's not comfortable, depending on the speed of the player. If you're not fast, then stay here. But you can get outside of this guy. If Hamza goes in and becomes the striker here, right? Hamza could go in and become the striker here. Then he goes around. But what's the worst case scenario if John goes all the way to here? And we lose and Hamza goes in to become a striker and John goes here. What's the worst case scenario if we get counterattacked? What would happen defensively? What would we do? Someone tell me. It's going to be Jason. It's going to be Jason or we're going to have what? We're going to have to delay. That's all. We're going to have to delay until someone gets back. It's that simple. We're just going to have to delay. Right? Okay. We're going to have to delay. Simple. Okay. That would be whoever this is. I can't even tell. I guess it's Gavin, right? Gavin would have this guy streaking at him. It's still a 2v2. Gavin, but we don't even want to deploy T-back. Gavin would just watch this guy, let this guy go. All right. And he would just jockey the two of them and keep T-Ben behind him. It's still a 2v2. Most defenses you guys have played before, you allow 2v2 versus center backs, correct? Am I right or wrong? Yes or no? Do you guys play? If you guys until you start playing with us, did you play with a +1 for the center backs, or did you allow the 9-10 to go directly at your two center backs? This is important to understand him. Yes or no? Yes. We would have allowed this guy and T-Ben and Gavin would have taken care of it while everyone was retracting. But we still don't want to deploy T-Ben. We would just have Gavin mark the delay 2 as long as he could until up arrived. It's fine. We got to attack. You know, it's okay for him to kind of get wide here and over that and like do like a over that. It's fine. But I'm also okay with this too. But if he's going to stay here, then where does Hamza have to stay? If John's going to stay here, then we want Hamza where? Wide. And then one of the attacking mids needs to go where? Here. You see it? One of the attacking mids needs to go in. If John wants to keep the safety, maybe this winger's really good, right? And John's like, you know what? I don't want to overlap on him. You know, I'm going to stay back. Hamza can stay wide. Then I need my attacking mids. Back to that attacking mids. I need the attacking mids to go into that channel. All right. And then you would have had what? You'd have what? A 2v1 against what? This one guy. See it? The attacking mid went in here. You'd have a 2v1. John can even do that. John could make the run in there. Into the channel. He'd be leaving his guy wide open. Okay, yes. But that would be, then Gavin would have to call somebody back to help. That's where the communication comes. If John made that run into the channel, Gavin would have to call somebody back. And they'd have to listen. So our offense is meant to be like very fluid and anybody can go at any time, but it's a job of the back line to call in support when somebody makes a run forward so that we can handle the counterattack. Does that make sense, or is there any questions about that? It's going to make you guys very difficult to defend, but it relies on being brave to make the run forward and being smart for the back line to call in help. Okay. I can't see anything on that side of the pitch from here, really. But I mean, this is good, David. This guy needs to be followed. I'm seeing it already right here, right? So that's an issue. See that? You see him release him? That needs to not happen. Okay. This is important because we don't want T-Ben picking up loose change. That is someone else. See him? See the ball watching? See it? Can't happen. All right. We need to follow that. T-Ben is there to collect through balls, not only he's there if you get beat, whatever that was. He's there if that guy beats him and runs in, not if you don't release the guy to T-Ben. Nobody should be releasing guys to T-Ben. Does everybody understand that? To the libero. Yes, no? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You guys just played really good last night. I can't find a defense. We're on offense a lot this game. Because we were winning the ball back so much quicker because the press was so good and everybody's so marked up. I gotta get the ball on this side of the pitch because we can't really see anything on this side. Ball, I don't know why the ball is on that side of the pitch like the whole time here.
Oh, good fucking ball. Who played that ball?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Looks like Mo, right? Yeah, it's Mo.
I can't even see.
Zoom in. That's definitely Mo.
I don't even know where the ball is.
Right there by the
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is.
with the left. Damn, that's a crazy ball. This is the goal.
That's the goal.
There
But
you go.
like, let's
Damn.
see if we can find something here on what we were talking about.
No, people are running forward. They made the run.
That's what I was gonna. That's what I was about to get at. This might be a good example. So here's the ball right here. Someone's about to get the ball. It looks like right here, right? They play it forward. Looks like someone gets it here. Mo gets it. So whoever that was there played it forward to Mo. Mo did a great hold up striker roll, right? He's just holding the ball up. Okay. And look at Giancarlo. Look at that. And look at whoever this is. Look at this guy. Look at the runs. You know what I mean? And that makes it so. I want to show you something, the importance of this. Right now, they got one guy back there, right? The other, they're all following. So this guy could help, but now he can't. Why? If Giancarlo doesn't make that run, can this guy help double Sam? Yeah, right? Because Giancarlo makes the run, as we were talking about earlier. The more guys making the runs, if you've ever played defense before, you can't cover two guys effectively. You can only delay. So that guy has to follow Giancarlo. Sam's 1v1.
Good finish.
Great goal.
And I believe Giancarlo was actually playing the 10 there.
Who scored that?
Damn.
That was Sam Quay. I think that was the clincher. So let's go back a little. All right, before we run out of time. So this is first half. I love this is great positioning by Berlens, right? On the touchline. And he can't go any higher. Why? You got this guy here, okay? And this is where we want to start to form diamonds, right? Now this is also, let's go back. See if this is enough. Let's take a look. This is not a over the top situation, right? Per se, okay? Unless we just want to dump it, okay? So that's okay, right? Because they got a pretty deep line. I mean, the 18 is like right here, right? So but there's not, let's see how much the press is. It's not an aggressive press, right? See it? He almost wants to go backwards. This is the other thing I was telling you guys. You don't want to take the space. Does this guy look like he wants to, I'm going to rewind it. Watch their striker. Does he look like he wants to press T-Ben or he just wants to hold? What does he look like?
Containing, just holding.
He's just containing them. So I tell you guys yell this too much. Stop yelling at guys to take the space all the time. What happens if T-Ben takes the space? If this guy's not going to move, what did he just do? He just compacted the lines. Right now, we're stretched from here all the way out to here. So look how much they have to cover. Okay, look. Okay, right. I can't get T-Ben on the screen. So, all right. We have a guy out in the corner here. Look how much this is stretched. If T-Ben goes forward to here, now how much ground do they have to cover? Way less. You understand? You don't always have to take the space. That's little kid soccer. Yelling, take space. Not always necessary to take the space, right? Who's here? What would be a better move than taking the space? Should T-Ben even dribble the ball right here? Is it even necessary? Or should he play from the spot? You guys played with me long enough. What would I say right here?
Berlin's like quick, just boom.
Yeah, either play quick or wait. If you want to wait, that's fine too. And let this guy come all the way down. You guys have done this before with me, right? We do rondos and stuff. Let him come down and then play the ball to Bernays. And now you've taken him out of the play. Okay? And now you've eliminated a guy out of the play. All right? But if you take the space and you drive to here, this guy can now cover two. He can cover both of them. Okay, just wait. Let them come to you, knowing where your next pass is either here, or you're still looking. Give guys chances to make runs. When you're taking the space, is it easier to pass the ball when you're moving or when you're standing still? Is it easier to pass the ball accurately when you're driving forward or when you've played from the spot?
From the spot, surely.
From the spot, absolutely. So we got to calm down. All right. It doesn't have to be like constant touches all over the place and movement. Play from the spot. Relax. You guys have been in practice. You know I preach that all the time. Play from the spot. Stop dribbling just to dribble or because there's space. Play the chess match. Let things move around you. You're in a safe position right now. So he could just let this guy, but watch what happens. He's coming in. Okay, look, now watch what's happening as he's going forward. Look at him going forward. And he's just like, he still plays it. That's fine. But you get the idea. He didn't need to move at all. All right. And that's fine that the guy came at him. He still got it over there. And now we broke the line. Okay. Now here's something that the 6 can help here. Okay, but who else can help progress the ball here? This is what I was getting at. This is what we watched in the US Open Cup. All right. This space right here. And we talked about not checking in, but this was an instance where you could we need to be able to play the ball into the space probably. Okay. All right. You can check in front here, or the 6 needs to come in. I don't know who the 6 is this time. But my point is, he's in a good position. I think it's Marcelo. This is a good triangle position here, but he's covered because he's breaking the next line, which is great. So that means the 6 has to do it. You see it? The 6 has to come in to receive the ball to break the line. Okay? That has to happen quickly. So let's go back. It's not going to be Marcelo there. So look, he's got the ball. All right. I don't even know where the 6 is. Or who is it? I guess it's him.
No.
That's Gian. So this needs to be a sprint into here. This is too slow. All right. But actually, he needs to be a free man here. He shouldn't even be going forward. My bad. This is a 3 in the back situation. So let's go back. This is good video. So look. How many strikers do they have up top here? We got to watch for. See it? There's basically two guys on this line. See it? We have to keep 3 back, guys, for the counter. Okay? That's when. So this should have been, someone should drop here. The other guy should go here. We should go 3 in the back right here. Whoever this is, right? And then, now what can the 8 or the 10 do? 8
Make those forward runs.
8 comes in, and the 10 should go over into this channel. All right? The 8 can come in and become the 6. All right, or the 10. The twin 8s here. One of them comes in, and the other one can occupy the half space. This nice, perfect box right here, where Marcel was operating earlier.
Rodrigo's trying to enter.
So if they do send 2 strikers up, we have to go 3 center backs. Why? And for me, we have to go 3. Why? It gives better angle for passes, and if we lose the ball, do we already have a +1 in the central location?
Yeah, we get that extra man at the back.
Yep. Okay, but when we do that, if it's the 6 that has to drop in, then what does now our formation has changed. That's why when I think it was Ronaldo asked me what formation we played, and I said I forget what I said. It might have been like we play all of them. We just match what the other team does. So now we would have three center backs, right? And we'd still have our fullbacks on this line, and we'd have a functional 6, what I call it, dropping here. So we'd play in a 3-3, and then remember I said my 10 would stay in this channel? 3-3-1-3. And that's, that's what we would play. 3-3-1-3.
Here, somebody should have checked right by the 35, like horizontal to T-Ben, like whoever that person is should have been a hell of a lot closer to me.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is dangerous right now. Like,
And
he needs to drop
another person-
behind T-Ben.
Another person should have checked in the 50. Like in this situation, like the only play is Berlin's, and like the defense like understands that, so they kind of like close in on him. You'll see it.
Yeah, so this is when we go into the 3-3-1-3, but I don't like number formations because I think they're more confusing. So for me, it's just simple.
And Berlin's kind of understands it too, because he makes like this like little like kind of like jerky run, because he's like, oh shit, like I'm like I'm the only guy here.
Well, there's no one on that line. There's no one else on Berlin's line except the fullback on the other side of the pitch, like coming in right here, right? There's no one else in his space. He can only break the line, which is possible, but he's not gonna be able to do it if this team's smart. The ball's gonna go to him, and what's gonna happen? This guy's gonna pressure, and this guy's gonna do what? Drop, right? So it's gonna take Marcelo out of the play, right? So what we need is Marcelo can now drop. Okay, T-Ben. This is important. By T-Ben staying where he is, this is why I reiterate that. If T-Ben stays where he is and this guy comes all the way in, when Marcelo drops, does he have more space in this hole? Yes. We play it to Berlens. He bounces it to Marcelo, who checked in. Very easy. Okay. And then the 8 comes across the channel into the half space. Hamza stays here to keep this box intact. And then once we have it in the box, it's over. We can play it through into Hamza to run on do. We can play it in for Noah to run on do. It's easy. It's so easy. So this is important that we understand this, because this is our offense. We just got lucky that it showed up here. This is our, again.
Let's see what happened. Play it.
Yeah. You see Marcelo start to come in. He just dropped out. But you had the idea, so it's there. And Gian got over, but it was just, I didn't want it to be Gian because he broke the Gian did it, but Gian should have stayed back in that instance. All right. Because look, I guess it's fine in a sense, but Gian, you see Gian coming over, and now he speeds up. See him? This is good by Gian. All right. But the thing that scares me is, see these two guys, if we lost the ball here, that scares me. So I would have rather if Gian had dropped in, I would rather Gian drop back into here, like Marcelo was saying earlier, and then called, Marcelo, check into the space, yelled to Marcelo, and then Marcelo had that idea. You could tell he wanted to do it, but maybe if you heard Gian say, "Yo, do it, Marcelo."
Oh well, that guy was like he had seen me, So
Yeah.
At that point, I didn't want to get that ball there, because it's like if I get that ball, they're probably both or 3 of them on me,
But that's okay. You can still go in there and drag them out of position. It's fine. I mean, but yeah, I get what you're saying. But that's what we're gonna, if they ever go 2 strikers, we're gonna go 3 in the back. Jason's gonna drop into the back line consistently. If he's the 6, whoever the 6 is, they're gonna drop into the back line. And that means your position, whoever the 8 is, new position, okay, is the functional 6. You understand? If Gian was a 6 here, which he's operating like a 6, in this instance, he needed to drop. Okay. This guy's marking him. He needs to, even though we're on offense, we talk about our back 4 and our 6 need to go behind when we're on offense, not forward, right? We just talked about our attacking mids are going to unmark forward, but our back line, when Marcelo was alluding to this, needs to unmark backwards to the 35-yard line right here, right? Like this. Okay. So they need to unmark backwards. Okay.
I mean,
Then
Gian did the right thing when the ball comes to Berlin's. Like he checked for the ball. Like he did the right thing. Watch, you see, he's doing.
No, I got you, but I'm saying he shouldn't even have been there to begin with. In the future, I wouldn't even have him there. He would have done this. Let's pretend he was the 6. Okay, because he's basically, I don't even know where the hell he is. He's basically all the way back here. I don't know how he got there. I don't know who that is. Who the hell is that? Is that Gian?
Definitely by the way he's moving. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, he's got to recognize that there's 2 strikers here. That's what I'm getting at. Like, I know he's not the 6, he was playing the 8. But Ben ran forward. So now we have a fluid system. Gian's the 6 now. Like, that's what we have to understand. Like, he's the 6 now. Sorry. That's what I'm getting at. Like, Gian is now the 6. He was playing the 8. The 8 ain't that far removed from the 6. You got to be prepared to play the 6. Gian should have stayed. I'm just telling you what we do in the future. Gian stays. We make a nice 3-man center backs against this. And then I would need, if it's not totally open ball, which now it's the situation Luke was talking about. They have a deeper block, right? Then we need someone. If Gian left, we don't have a 6 anymore. That's what I'm trying to get at. We don't have a functioning 6. You follow me? So we don't play with 2 attacking mids in this. Whenever we have 3 center backs, what I'm getting at is we don't play with 2 attacking mids anymore. We play with 1 attacking mid, and the other attacking mid becomes the functioning 6. Takes over Jason's job as the second line. Does that make sense what I'm saying now or not?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just confusing for Gian wasn't the 6 at the time, but we got to be fluid. Yikes, Gian.
Get behind the ball. Delay. Ooh, stabbed.
It's not easy. It's not easy on marking. It'll get easier though. Marking on marking. You know, now they have the ball. You know, we got our free man. We have this guy covered. I love, you know, because it's not zone. Like you look at how out Berlins this year. It's fine. Like it's okay, right? Because this guy's completely taken away by Berlins, right? We're not compact. We're not trying to be compact. We kissed that goodbye when we played this system. Someone should have followed that guy, though. That's a problem, right, guys? Okay. When, you know, this right here, he goes in. If he's going in for a challenge, what does this guy have to do immediately right now, too? Get back there. All right. Go behind or something. Like, you got to be careful when there's a, you know, not. T-Ben saved us, but I like guy in these situations. I want support behind. It's a dangerous area right here, right, guys? Is this a time to like be forward of the ball or behind the ball? Like for me, there wasn't enough guys, and this could lead to an easy goal. Okay, this is a scrum. Right now we're good, right? With 2 here, but we start to come on it. And it's too flat. And somebody leaves that guy away. I get it. T-Ben put it out. It's fine. But just be careful in general. I like to. We got used to having T-Ben back there.
Only T-Ben would make that fucking play.
It's ridiculous. It really was stupid. Oh, I mean, it was crazy.
And the other guy got hurt. That's the craziest part.
He's apologizing to him. I mean, we can end it here. I think we did enough. I don't want to make it too long. I'm gonna stop the recording because I don't want to make it too long for guys to watch. Let me figure out how to stop this. Stop recording.